You're listening to Career Ready, and I'm Coach K. Getting you ready for your corporate career. We close off this week's series of Career Ready by discussing how you can thrive and still have a successful career despite having a bully manager. Because you can. A research study done by Karina Mustat from the Northwest University on the prevalence of workplace bullying showed that more than 77% of employees in South Africa have experienced workplace bullying, with 30% of employees reporting direct bullying from their managers or supervisors, compared to only 15.7% who reported being bullied by their colleagues. Whether bullying happens directly or indirectly, it still leaves a lasting psychological and sometimes physical impact on the victim, but you can still have a successful career despite it. I've thrived in my career despite the attempts of 2 bully managers, and I'll share with you today how I did that. Number 1, I stuck to my core values. Bullies are toxic people who like creating chaos and drama. I noticed that oftentimes no reaction to their triggers was the best reaction, so slow it down and remind yourself of your core values, what you stand for and how you want to be perceived, because you might not be able to control their actions, but you are in control of your own. Once I learned this and slowed down my reactions, took time to think before responding, I found myself not getting pulled in and entertaining them less and less. Number 2, I identified my triggers. Part of what slowing my reaction down did was it allowed me time to analyze and assess what my triggers were, what my bully managers were using against me to force a reaction out of me every single time. Once I figured this out, I was able to put processes and systems in place that preemptively deterred their traps and helped me to avoid them altogether. Number 3, I maintained the quality of my work. I understood that the intent of my bully managers was 1, to take credit for my work, 2, to disrupt the growth of my career, and 3, which was a drastic one, but nonetheless it was attempted, was to get me fired. I knew that they could not do either of those things if I maintained the quality and standard of my work. My reputation with the quality of my work preceded me, so they could attack other areas and often attempted to, but if my work was up to standard, there was no recourse that they could take against me. Number 4, I managed my relationships. In corporate, your relationships can be safe havens. It might seem overwhelming when you're experiencing a bully manager, but they are not the begin or the end of your career. They will try to make you feel isolated and powerless, but you are not alone. You have worked hard to establish yourself within your team and the company. You've grown your network and your reputation will begin to precede you too, in a good way. You will have others who are willing to do the right thing and put themselves between you and your bully managers. I will always be grateful for every single person who risked their own jobs for mine. Those who were willing to do the same. Those who called my bully managers out in public and in private. I salute them all. That is the value of the relationships you are intentionally and unintentionally building. Number 5, I set boundaries. I started to set boundaries for how I interacted with and engaged with them while at work or during office hours, as well as how they were able to reach me outside of those working hours too. I limited their access to me as much as possible. And number 6, I made the difficult decision. You cannot change your bully manager. That is not your responsibility to do. You are, however, responsible for you. So for my own peace of mind and health, I had to make the decision of whether or not I would stay working with them. Sometimes that meant leaving the company itself. You might need to do the same for you. Make the ultimate decision to stay and move teams internally or to find suitable employment elsewhere. But whatever you decide to do in the long run, my message to you today is this. You have control of your own actions and the path that your career will take. And you do not have to be disrupted or deterred from that purpose because of a bully manager. Thank you so much for joining. You can continue the conversation with me on LinkedIn by following my hashtag QMCareerCoaching or on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, as well at Hello Coach K. Or if you prefer, you can send me an email at info@hellocoachk.com. See you next time.